You're the current Miss Hawaii USA. That's the title, right?
Yes, well, I actually just last week crowned the 2021
Got
Miss
it.
Hawaii USA.
So
Yes,
officially the former Miss Hawaii USA.
officially a former.
You did go on and you placed in the top 10 for Miss USA, right? Which is an amazing feat in itself. Let's talk through that experience, the competition, and also, well, let's first start with the competition experience. And what was that like for you since now you're experienced, right, in this field of pageantry?
It was a very different experience because of COVID and having to have all these protocols in place, one, just for the event to even be possible, but also to keep everyone safe. So I was there for 9 days. And during those 9 days, I was tested 5 times for COVID. So they were very cautious. We had all these protocols in place, which I was honestly very happy about because I mean, I took COVID very seriously this entire year. So I just wanted to know that while I was there, I was being safe. I wanted reassurance that my decision to go and compete was not an irresponsible one. So I was fortunate and very proud to see that they actually had taken all the steps necessary. But normally, like when I went to Miss Teen USA, we all kind of interact, all the contestants have so much fun and we're hanging out the whole time. We couldn't do that this year because of COVID. We were put into pods and you had to be separated and 6 feet apart at all times. So I have a lot of photos where I'm taking a selfie and everybody is like socially distanced behind me. But the actual competition was great. I think once we started rehearsals, it felt real because we're planning the choreography and the stage pattern. And it just is so exciting because it's something I've wanted to do since I was the teen. I remember watching Miss USA thinking, wow, I want to do that. It was just crazy to think like we're here and we're really doing this and it happened. It's happening.
And I'm glad that I think it got postponed, right? Because I think you were supposed to go earlier, but it did get postponed a little bit. But I'm glad that they got to carry it out and do it in a safe way. So the process or the timeline of this, when were you crowned Miss Hawaii USA?
I was crowned Miss Hawaii USA in November of 2019.
Got it.
And then Miss USA typically would have been in May, but it was pushed back to November. So it was almost a full year of being Miss Hawaii USA before I got to compete at Miss USA.
Got it. So you were crowned Miss Hawaii USA before all of this hit. And that you've mentioned to me was a huge obstacle, right? Because you usually have your whole year of doing all of these community service events, whatever it is that you're sharing your message throughout the entire year. So once COVID hit, what was that like for you? And how did you have to overcome the obstacles of quarantine, restrictions?
It was, I mean, so difficult and so sad because I remember at first thinking, I lived in Japan when the swine flu broke out. So when COVID first happened to me, I was thinking it was just like the swine flu. I was thinking, okay, it's going to wipe out a lot of us. We're going to be really sick for a while, but everybody's going to be fine and we'll get past this. That did not happen. It did not happen at all.
Yes.
But it actually worked out really well for me because typically as the title holder, yes, you do a ton of community service, but you also do parades and go to fancy dinners and you do a lot of events where you're really there to just smile and take pictures. And those can be fun for a while, but it's never my favorite because it's the community service events that actually make an impact and you could make a lasting impression or memory on somebody else's life. But just going to an event where you take a picture, it doesn't do anything. It's not going to change the community. It's not going to do anything that matters. So I wasn't sad to give those up. I was happy that I now, had to figure out this new virtual world, but I now had all this time to do the things I really wanted to do.
Were there any things that you did this past year or a little over a year now that you're really passionate about and happy that you got the opportunity to do?
Yeah, so because of everything that happened with George Floyd and the Black Lives Matter movement, I wanted to do something that spoke to that community and that cause. And I realized that Hawaii was one of only 4 states that had yet to recognize June 19th as a state holiday, which is the day that officially commemorates the end of slavery. So I started working to get that recognized. And through that process, which is not finished yet, fortunately, I still have the end of that process to see through, and I'm excited about that. But just during that process of figuring that out, I met with my city council member, and we got connected over Zoom, and we hit it off really well. And he invited me to be part of some of the other projects he was doing. So I just got so involved in the community through that, again, one connection. And it was awesome. And it was something that I was like, wow, you know, had we been in person, had this crazy year not happened, I wouldn't have met him. I wouldn't have said yes to all these other opportunities and been able to be part of something that mattered and something that was bigger than just me. I mean, no, I don't want 2020 to repeat itself, but I feel like I did a good job of making it work for me.
And I think for all of us, you know, we definitely would not want to go through this experience again, 2020 again. But everyone has had to learn how to grow and adapt despite the circumstances. And it's funny how everything kind of sets you up for something that's, you know, great that you're going to pursue in the future. So that's what it sounds like it did for you. And, you know, getting all of these connections and still making sure that you can fight for the causes that you want. That's really great to hear.